Hey, love.
Hey, love.
This is Love versus Love, and today we're going to talk about raising kids and our cultural differences.
Okay, so we were born like from two different worlds, like totally different.
Right?
I don't
You're from
know.
Mars and I'm from Earth.
Shut up, Venus. If anyone had listened to our previous episodes, you'd know that I did mention I was born in Zimbabwe, and that is southern of Africa. And my husband was born in LA. So the way we were brought up is totally different. So we're going to talk about that and how we're trying to raise our two kids and incorporate the good that,
Sometimes we clash over what we should do and how, yeah.
Right. So I grew up, my parents have been married for 45 years. They're still together. I have 4 siblings, so we're 5 kids. I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers. So we're a big family. And versus...
My parents were married for, I think, 11 years, 11 to 14 years. I really don't remember. I remember all my life, all my childhood, breaking up and fighting, and I lived with my father, and I'd go live with my mother, and I think when I was a freshman, they officially finally broke up for good.
And you only had 1 sibling, so you were like small family.
Right, just me and my younger brother.
That's a big difference there already. So me growing up, I was very, very sheltered. Our whole upbringing was different from yours, because I know as much as people think about Africa and everything, we actually grew up we had maids. And like speaking about now, people actually have a maid for the house inside. People have a maid who just does laundry. That's just how it is there. So we grew up with a maid, and it's a big family. But I'm not saying there are times when we didn't have to do chores. Of course we did. But
that shocked me when I heard that.
This is that ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for them hood girls, them good girls, straight masterpieces. Styling, wildin', living it up in the city. Got Chuck's on with Saint Laurent. Gotta kiss myself, I'm so pretty. I'm too right.
Everyone was humongous,
that
man.
is not a chore.
Picking them toys, that was hard work, man.
Honey, that is your room. That's your responsibility.
Well,
you didn't have to
it was hard.
Cook for the family. You didn't have to do laundry.
It felt like I did all that.
Oh my gosh. So, in saying that, my parents were very strict because they're old-fashioned. Like my dad is 70. He's turning 73 this year, I think. And my mom is in her late 60s. So, I mean, they're old school, and their values and everything is totally different from what I guess you guys experiencing here.
I think my parents, they had so much going on, so much turmoil going on within their relationship. They really they let us kind of roam free, kind of. Mm-hmm. I mean, I remember going outside, and we didn't have to be back home until it got dark. Mm-hmm. And nobody knew where we were.
Yeah. Maybe because you were boys.
I mean, maybe. But the neighborhood we were in was I grew up in a neighborhood, gunshots and people getting killed in front of you. So
yeah.
it was pretty much an everyday occurrence. So
yeah.
But they still let us run free. So I guess they was hoping for the best.
See, I think that's one of the differences between me and you. Because where I grew up, because we're so sheltered, and our neighborhood, like, people 2-3 blocks down knew my mom, knew my parents. People coming from our house is like right on the route from the bus stop. So people who'd get dropped off like by the bus or whatever, they had to walk through our house. And my mom is very social. Oh my gosh! So everybody knows everybody, kind of, and everybody knows you. So I'm so trusting. What I'm trying to say, because you're very like paranoid. I trust a lot because I've been so sheltered, and everyone is good, everyone is okay, kind of like that's how I grew up.
I mean, I grew up with the adults. I grew up on a street called Success and Imperial in L.A., and it was gang infested at the time. I mean, the parents knew my parents,
Right.
but everyone else was doing shady stuff.
But it wasn't safe.
That wasn't safe at all.
Right.
So I'm not trusted because of that. I don't know what's going to happen
Yeah.
when my kids walk out this door. That's
Right.
why I am the way I am.
Right. So talking about the discipline and everything, I keep mentioning my parents were very strict. Maybe because, I don't know, as a girl, like, I wasn't allowed to go out. I wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend. I think the first time I had a boyfriend, I was 17. Yeah, 17. That was my first boyfriend. And it was through not even them knowing that I had a boyfriend. It kind of like happened, like I would sneak, I wouldn't even, it's not like, it was a boyfriend from like school. So it's not like we went on dates. There was no dates, going out for dates. You were my boyfriend because we talked and we liked each other and we saw each other at school. That's boyfriend and girlfriend. And like the stuff kids do here, even I think back then, the stuff you all did in your teens, to us, it was like, what? You didn't do stuff like that.
But we had free range here. My parents really didn't talk to us about a girlfriend. She didn't.
My mom didn't talk to me about that.
But you knew not to bring a boy or talk about a boy.
No, you're not allowed to talk to
Right,
a boy.
see,
You're not allowed to go nowhere.
Right. My parents didn't tell us that. We could do whatever we wanted to do. So they wouldn't even know we had a girlfriend or not.
Or whatever you were doing.
Oh, they didn't know. We did all kind of stuff. They never knew. Never asked us. Never sat us down. Never talked about it.
Yeah, the first time I went to a movie with a boy was actually alone. I would say maybe I was 18. But when I had the boyfriend, the only reason I could go, because I would tell my mom I'm going with my friends. So we had to go as a whole group. So my whole, like 8 or 10 of us, boys and girls mixed, go to the movie. So it wasn't
Dating and chasing girls and all that at a very, very, very young age. I really don't know how old I was. I knew I was too young to be doing what I was doing, though.
So you started doing stuff really early that you're
Really
not
early.
supposed to be doing.
Exactly, because I had nobody to check me on it, and I'm talking about nobody.
See, that's the thing. That's why I feel like you're very protective of our daughter. Like she can't even wear shorts. Let me just say that. Our daughter is 10, and you have a problem. Like, these are regular
Because I know
shorts.
what's out there,
But
and I don't want my daughter to go through some of the stuff that I know the females went when I was growing up.
Girls wear shorts too. They wear skirts, they wear dresses, but they wear shorts too. My thing though with it is, if she can't wear shorts at 10, would you rather she wear them at 16 or 18 then? Would that be better? Should she wait till she's 16 to put on shorts? You choose. 10.
I have no problem with the shorts. I got a problem with.
You do.
Well, it depends on how short they are.
Babe, honey, you have a problem.
There's some boys out here that's they don't even care about schoolwork. They're there for the girls.
So I'm gonna ask you this. So you don't want your daughter to
I
never
want my
ever
daughter to wear a camisole. Is it what's the name of the dress that goes all the way down? Was it a burqa?
No, we don't.
Can we
Oh
get
my gosh.
a couple of those? That's a burqa,
So
right?
she cannot wear shorts at all. Wait.
I don't have a problem.
Wait, let me. I'm sorry, I have to cut you off. So, how does this sound? She cannot wear shorts, but I can. So imagine how that looks, though. I can wear
I don't
shorts.
have a problem with her wearing shorts.
Let's
I
be
just don't want them
truthful.
too. I'm being honest. I don't want them if they're too short, I have a problem with it. If she has a skirt on that's too short, I have a problem with it. Because I don't want my daughter to be looked at as a piece of meat. I want her to be looked at as a young lady.
And that's
Because-
fine, and I understand that, especially when she becomes a teenager. But to me, right now, I'm not saying she's a baby, but she's still.
These boys and these kids nowadays they're doing stuff way earlier than what I was doing it.
See, that's not
And that's what's
happening
scary
up in here.
Well,
See, that's the
since
other
I
thing.
don't know, I'd rather my daughter go to school and less skin. she can reveal the better for me.
See that you know what, you would do so well then if we move back, because my high school, let me just say this real quick, I went for back home, going to a private school is like a great thing. Just like here, you have to pay more. Tuition is higher. So
Right.
me and all my siblings went to Catholic private schools, boarding schools. So it's a boarding school where you wear uniform, and we have nuns everywhere. So we
You
were
stayed at
not.
the length of- how long
Yeah.
did you
So our semester schools back in Zim run from Zim is Zimbabwe, guys. I'm sorry. So schools run from January to December. That's our school year. So for boarding school, you go in January and you come back home first week of April. Then you go back in May. Then you come back home in August. So basically, you get to be home in April, August, and December out of every year. So at this boarding school, you wear uniform, and your skirts are not supposed to be over your knees. We wore socks and shoes. We wore big sweaters. So, and then of course it was girls only too. So what were you gonna wear your little bitty shorts for? But you were still not allowed to wear the shorts, even though it's all girls. So
Right, I'm
for
just trying
us,
to implement
yeah,
your school
yeah.
rules on my daughter.
My God.
I want my daughter to walk out the house in proper
Look-
attire so she
proper
can learn
attire.
and the people around her can learn. I don't want my daughter to be looked at a certain way, babe. I'm sorry.
I'm not saying I want that. I'm just saying she's 10. She can have a little freedom to wear shorts. I'm not saying two little bitty itty shorts, but I'd rather she wear shorts now than wear them when she's 16, 17, 18. After that, she can do whatever she wants, but I'm okay with that. So to me, that's another thing that like kind of bothers me a little bit, just a little bit. It does. I just want a little freedom, because I always tell you that I never had a childhood. Remember I say that all the time?
Right.
And you laugh and you think I'm kidding. But I think you took me seriously when my parents came this last time.
No, I
think
it's not
you
like
did.
I believe what you're saying.
No, you didn't. I don't think you got what I was saying.
No, I believe you. Trust me, I believe you.
You got it? Like,
I believe you, especially after I met your parents.
Right.
It wasn't that they were like mean people, but I saw some things
yeah.
that led me to believe that. Okay, I understand what she's saying now.
I don't mean to sound mean or anything, but I love my parents and I love the way they disciplined us and the structure we had. But I feel like I lost out on being a kid. Like, from the time I was 9 or 10, when other kids were like playing outside, I had to be in the house with my brother. I had to, and especially when the times we didn't have a maid, I had to make dinner because my mom would work late, and my dad he was a nurse. He would do the night shift, so it was me and him sometimes. So, and then if it's a school day, Monday to Friday, you had to study. Even if you didn't have homework, he just had to see you sitting there studying. And sometimes it's like, dang, can I get a second? Like, there was no break. I didn't play. That's why when people say, did you watch this as a kid? Did you play this? I look crazy and I feel like, dang, people did all this stuff? Like,
But that's the thing. When I was a kid, we were the total opposite. We was outside. We watched whatever we wanted to watch whatever movie, television show we wanted to. Our parents never set us down to study.
God. Tell them
They never checked our homework, anything. Tell them what?
about the TV thing. Like, what happened? Like, you talking about you could watch anything. My parents freak out. Not freak out when people are just a kiss
Oh, when
on
they were
TV.
here?
Tell them,
Oh,
babe.
They were sitting here watching. It can be anything. And
What?
as soon as they start kissing,
So light.
that remote control is grabbed, and that
No.
TV.
Mom.
Or she walks out the room.
Good night.
Good night. Oh my God, that was hilarious.
That's
It could
not
be any bitty thing.
a peck, like not even like kiss.
Don't let it be HBO when she start taking them, that shirt off. She's really out of there.
No, a little kiss. Oh my gosh.
No, but that's why I want to have some kind of balance with my daughter. I don't mean to be that as hard as I am on her, but because of we were able to roam free and my parents never checked our homework and things like that. I think that they hurt us by doing that. They didn't hold us accountable for anything, and we went through some tough times because of that.
I get that, and I hear you, but at the same time, mine was a little extreme.
That's why I say we need to find the middle ground,
Right.
the balance with our kids.
Because with me, getting an A and a B, getting a C that should not happen. You don't get a C or a D. You get an A. If you get a B, my mom will be like, oh, okay. When you finally get all A's, that's when you're like, oh, you did great. You could get 5 A's and 5 B's, and it wasn't good enough. It was
with
not
us,
good enough.
It was years that my parents didn't have no idea what our grades were.
You told me she didn't even used to check your report.
They didn't check anything.
Man.
We never, all F's. And we'd be dancing and going
Honey,
to Disneyland
my parents,
like we got all A's.
When your report card came, like I'm the 4th in my family. When your report came, she would pull out my older sisters, my older brother, my other older, and she would compare like, okay, so you got like what, 4, 5 A's and what, B's? Okay, let's pull up your sister. She got this at this grade. She got this. Like, she'd be lining them up, and they would compare it. Like, and you'd be thinking, I did okay. So getting a B, you'd be like, okay, I tried. Getting a C, you'd be freaking out like, oh my God, what am I going to say? And it's still a pass, though, but not in our house.
See, that's a scary thing. I mean, I'm trying to be careful the way I talk to her and the way I come at her about her work in school. But because my parents didn't even ask me if I had homework or what grade did I make, I want to make sure she's doing what she's supposed to do.
But sometimes you go a little overboard.
I think I do that because if they had done that, I think I would have been in a better position in life sooner.
Yeah.
So because they didn't, it took me a while to really get my feet under me. I feel they hurt us because they didn't care or they didn't think to say, look, what are my kids doing in school?
Right.
So when she hits this door, I know she has homework, I'm on her.
Yeah, but
at
the same time, I feel like we kind of have to be careful with that because you know what happened? You want to tell them what happened like 2 days ago, 3 days ago?
What happened?
Oh, no, on Friday. She came home with like a note from the teacher because on one of her homework, she did half because she forgot. She didn't hear the teacher say you need to do all of it, and
Right.
she did half of it. She got dinged for it. So what did you do? You were on her, right? And
Right.
then,
I apologized to her though. I was
But
so
tell them
concerned.
what happened, though.
I'm trying to.
Okay.
I told her I was so concerned about that note that I
Yeah.
didn't realize that she has like 4 or 5 other papers she got all A's on. And I was like, babe, you have to do all your work. And she was like, Dad, didn't you see all the A's I made on the papers? And I had to stop. And I said, oh, sorry, babe. Great job.
Oh, by the way, great job. So, yeah, because sometimes I do that because I know she's smart. So sometimes I do that, then sometimes I feel it, like the way I felt when my mom did it, so I pull back. I pull back right away because I know how it feels to be in that situation. And I still know the feeling that I felt when that was done to me. Like, it's never left me. It never left me. That's how haunting it is. Like, it's still there.
Well, that's why we have to find a balance. I have to like take it down a notch because I want her to be successful in her life. I try, even though I'm like hard on her, I'm trying to explain to her as I'm being hard why I'm doing this and why she needs to do the best she can and be great
Right.
in her class. So she won't have such a difficult time in life.
Yeah.
If she just study hard now, it won't be so hard later on.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. So being strict is good, but when you not like you're trying to go overboard, because sometimes I'm on your side. I'm really like with you. Like, let's do this. But while we're doing it, that feeling comes to me. Like, I've explained it to you. Remember, I have like, even like I'll sweep the kitchen. Like, I'll be sweeping it, and she'll come right behind me and start sweeping too. And I've noticed I do that with her too. I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? I do that. It's like, you know how you do the stuff your parents did without realizing it?
Right.
Yeah. So I do that sometimes. I'd be like, do the dishes, and she's not doing it fast enough, and I start doing it. Like,
Right,
my mom
you
used
do that.
Oh
Those
my
dishes be
God.
slinging around that
my
kitchen.
mom used to do that, and it would make me so hot. It used to drive me crazy. And I'm doing
she's
it. I'm
probably
like,
feeling the
oh
same
my,
way then.
Exactly. So I'm like, damn it, what am I doing? Because I know the way that feels, and then sometimes because it's been years I've experienced it, and now it's like I'm kind of doing it too, but I know how it
I think
feels.
you're just so
and
conditioned on acting that way.
yeah, like things are supposed to be done this way. I'm so anal about a lot of things. Do you know sometimes, you know what she did one time? I told you, we were sitting and she threw a paper on the ground and she looked at me.
What?
No, yeah, like she put it weird, like sideways. You know how I am, like don't. And she kept looking at me. I'm like, Anaya. She's like, Mommy, it's okay. Just leave the paper right there. I'm like, I can't. Please move the paper. She's like, Mommy, it's okay. It's just a paper. So, like, because I was brought up a certain way, there are things that, like, oh, it kind of has to be this way. And she notices and she knows it. That's the funny thing.
See, for me, when I find that I'm too hard on her, I go to work and I'm thinking all day. I'm feeling bad, like, wow, maybe I should have not been that hard as I was on her. And I'm like, okay, when I get home, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna be totally calm and nice, and I'm just gonna be nice to her.
Does it happen?
And as soon as she's not doing something she's supposed to do, all that goes out the window.
I know. Kids
And
do
I'm
that to
trying-
you.
I'm trying not to be that person, but I want her to be great. I want her to be I'm trying to let her sink in her head that her friends and her activities at school means nothing if grades is not where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because this life is not easy.
It's not. It's not. I know being a parent, for those people without kids and want kids, it's a job. It's a challenge. You have to pray, like, God, help. Sometimes I just lay down. I'm like, God, I can't. Just help.
I feel like we
That's all
joined
I
another
say.
branch of the military, right, man?
I just say, oh my God.
That's what it feels like.
I know people with kids. You know how every parent. I believe every parent wants the best for their kids, but it's hard. It's hard. Like you're saying, you can come like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I want to be this. I want to like talk to them like everything. It's gonna be a great night today, and then everything just goes wrong. They're not listening. Let's do this. Like they'll be standing there acting like they cannot hear you. Like I know you can hear me.
Right.
I know you can hear me. It's like the little things. Like, oh my God, you know?
Yes, it's hard. I mean, that makes the times when we're having fun and everything is right.
Yeah.
Even better.
Right. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about, like spending time. Because, like I mentioned, we were a big family, so we didn't get to have like one-on-one with our parents. I can count the times I had one-on-one with my mom. The funny thing is, I never had fun one-on-one times with my mom, but every time she had to go on a business trip, she would take me. Remember that when I told you about when we went to South Africa during apartheid and were chased by dogs and people?
Right.
And like policemen and dogs, they were chasing me. I was like 7. We'll talk about that later in another episode, but that was crazy. So she always used to take me when she used to go to South Africa because Johannesburg was the place to buy huge machines because she was a tailor. She's a designer. So that's the time I would spend with my mom. But my dad, because it's so many of us, I figured the only time I could like get one-on-one with him, he would come home from work, right? My dad always did the same thing. You go take a shower, He'll get his food, he'll eat, and then he'll put his feet up like you do on the ottoman,
Right.
and then he'd open his newspaper. So in grade school, it started like third grade up to seventh grade. I'll come sit next to him and I'll start reading the paper with him, and then we'll start doing the puzzle thing. So it was like our thing now. Every time he came home, we know we're gonna read the paper together and we're gonna do the puzzle together. And then he started getting the Time magazine subscriptions. It'll come with that. So it was like a thing we would do together. He knew when it's time for the paper, we're gonna read it together. Did you read this? And then the puzzle, we'll do it together. So that was my way of spending the one-on-one with him.
See, with us though, we never spent any time with my father. I mean, he was home, but he didn't go to the park with us. He didn't go to the amusement park with us. But only thing he did take us, he took us fishing.
Yeah.
Which was we loved going out to the lake, but anywhere any place else, he never really took us and never really spent time with us like that.
Yeah.
Except for the lake. We used to go to Salton Sea all the time.
So that's why I'm big on spending time with the kids too. So we're like a big.
Right.
If our friends know, our couple friends and other friends of us know, we're a big game family. We're like competitive.
That's why I make it a point because
Yeah.
the way I was brought up, to
Yeah.
make sure I spend time with my kids and do different things with my kids
Yeah.
and not ignore them.
Yeah, we do board games, Monopoly, all these games. We do play chess with our daughter. So it's stuff we try and do on a regular basis as family night. Oh, and we do the movie night like every Friday night, and some Saturday nights we all sleep in the living room. The kids will sleep on the floor. I sleep on one couch. My
We're
husband
camping
sleeps on
out.
yeah. So we kind of camp in the living room and find a family movie. It's like a thing. They know it because Friday night they start getting their pillows and covers and get ready and comfy because that's our thing. So whether you feel like sometimes we look at each other like, dang, I just want some wine and I just want to chill with you, like do some grown-up time.
Grown-up
But
time.
they'll be like, oh, well now what are we watching today? I'm like, oh my God. But we do it because
They suck the grown-up time right out the room, right out the house, man.
it's something we are committed on doing and we're going to keep doing it. Because
I mean, sometimes I don't mind, though. Sometimes
Yeah.
I really want to be with you and spend time with you and I, but
Yeah.
when I see how excited they are,
Right.
I say, okay, let's do this with the kids.
They get so excited and they remember each time, like, so who fell asleep first? And it's like we're creating memories, doing something that's cheap and in the house and just together.
I think they know the
And,
times we're being hard on them, especially our daughter. That she knows we love her.
Yeah.
I know they're being a little bit hard on me, but we're gonna do something fun.
Right.
Because they already know what's coming.
She forgets really fast. Like sometimes she does a little tantrum or whatever. I ignore her.
Yeah, at the moment, I think she's
2
gonna do a
minutes later,
tantrum
she's back.
because she don't want to be talked
Yeah.
to. She don't want to be told what to do.
Right.
But she knows that next night or that weekend we're gonna do something fun.
Yeah. And that's the thing, because they grow up so fast. Like, I
Right.
don't know how I have a 10-year-old and a 5-year-old. So if we don't grab these moments and cherish them and make use of this little time we have, by the
Right.
time she's 16, she'll be like, sure, I'm out of here. I'm not, what movie time?
Yeah,
This
she don't
ain't
wanna spend time with us
happening
whatsoever.
today. So I
feel it's coming though.
yeah. So to me, I'm okay. I mean, we'll be 50 and then we can start going out somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, as long as I have the memories of what we do now, I'm
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to spend. I mean, first of all, my parents never really spent time with us like that anyway.
Yeah.
But by the time I was I think 14, 15, I was out the house running the streets. Really didn't care anymore.
See, no. We did a lot of movie things in my house. Because every weekend, we had to, you know how couch come in a set? We have 2 sets. It's like, so everybody gets a space, everybody has a blankie, we pop popcorn and we watch TV. That's what we did. So that's because it's so many memories. We know, oh my gosh, this was somebody's favorite movie or whatever up to this day, and it's still timeless. It's moments that you have forever.
Right.
So that's just what I want to, I hope when they're teenagers and grown, we can still do it though with their kids. Like, you know what I mean? That's
I hope so, but I have a feeling they're going to want to hang out with their friends and not us. Not
No,
their...
the teenage parts. But you know, when you get into your 20s, you kind of, I don't know about you, but
I'm hoping my kids want to still hang out and be around us and do things like that. But I mean, I'm not mad because they don't. But it's going to be a hard time, baby.
I was telling my daughter, like, once we ship the young Aiden to college, don't call us because we'll be out of the country. Like, wait, what? Where the airport?
I don't care where we go.
Anywhere but
I'll be
here?
like, man, just give me a ticket to anywhere outside the United States.
Oh, my gosh. Just get going somewhere.
There's another, I mean, going back to the school for a second, I remember my, I mean, we moved from, in elementary, we moved from L.A. to Abilene, Texas. So I was in Abilene from, I think the latter part of my elementary school to, I think the middle of high school. I was in the ninth grade of high school where my mother took us back to California.
Yeah.
And by that time, I was wearing Levi's and little khaki pants in L.A.
Yeah.
So when I went to, by the time I got to high school in Abilene, Texas, I was wearing slacks, had a big long Jerry curl.
Like a whole different world.
A whole different world. I mean, it was peaceful. I'm wearing dress shoes. And my mother took us back to California.
After you were a square.
After I was a square.
For a while.
I was a square and something else. I was wearing slacks, dress shoes, I dressed like I was going to an interview. And she moved us back to California. She left my father, moved me and my brother back to California, and enrolled me into Compton High.
Wearing slacks.
With my slacks and dress shoes and my shoulder-length Jerry curl. So I remember like the first day of school, I couldn't believe what it was like I was in a movie.
Yeah.
So that wasn't even in my heart anymore. I wasn't that person anymore. I know I grew up in that environment, but I've been in Texas so long.
You felt out of place.
I felt extremely out of place.
Yeah.
So what I started doing, I started like not going to school. I would leave the house like I was going to school. It was this county building down the street from the school. I would sit there all day and read like a history book.
So you missed a lot of high school.
Yeah, I missed
a
lot of high school.
That's a lot of crucial information.
It was either that or dealing with the rowdiness at school. I couldn't deal with it. I just wanted to get out of there. So I would sit there at that building all day until the last bell rang.
School was out.
Until school was out, and I would walk home like I would at school.
Did you get like a truancy report thing?
No, that's the thing. When my father finally came, and we would and took us back to Texas.
Yeah.
So when my mother took us out of school, we walked in the office, and the lady told my mother how many days I missed, and she looked at me in shock.
Wow.
Because she didn't check.
Right.
She had no idea. Once I left that door, she assumed I was going to school.
That's crazy. See, that's the thing.
And that's why I ride our daughter like I do, because I want to make sure that she knows, for one, that we care. We're watching her. So she can't do she can't deviate from that whatsoever.
Right. Oh, no, she knows. My attention to detail is on point.
Well,
I know
I'm going to help you make sure.
But, let's not be too tight, though.
Right.
Because, you know what happens when people do that? That's when you get But, I don't know. It's going to be an adventure raising teenagers in California, in LA especially.
Well, luckily we're a little bit outside.
Yeah, that's what the thing. I'm so happy we moved a little outside. So being in Riverside County is good. Let's stay here. Let's stay down here. I mean, but then you want to be closer too. But no, unless you're talking private school.
I think we should stay here until we have options to move to a better environment in LA. I mean, I'm not going to. I'm not enrolling my kids in Compton High.
That's not happening.
I'd rather homes. I'm pretty sure Compton High is a wonderful establishment, but I don't want my kids going through what I went through.
Right. Probably changed though.
It might. Hopefully it has after all this time.
Yeah, but some places are not safe around some areas. So, It's just about playing it safe.
That's right.
Did you have anything else to enlighten our people, babe?
The last thing I have to say is just make sure that I make a point that I'm in my kids' lives, and I try to make sure that I that they know I love them, and I'm
Yeah.
doing everything I'm trying to do is out of love.
Right.
Even though sometimes I frustrate them,
Yeah.
they think I come off as mean. At the end of the day, I hug them, I kiss them, I tell them I love them, and I explain to him and her why I'm doing this or that. So hopefully they understand at the end of the day.
It'll be nice to hear from other people, though, like how you guys doing it. What challenges are you facing? Any pointers, tips, and tricks that you've all come across
Right.
that we can share amongst this community of ours?
So if
You know?
if you guys do, you can always email us at loveversuslove.podcast@gmail.
Right. So we'll be more than happy to read the emails, reply them, and actually talk about them on a podcast and just do a Q&A or whatever. And there's also like an option on here to leave a voicemail. So that would be also cool. Send us your voicemails. Leave a message so we can play it and make a discussion out of it. You know? You have something else, honey? Well, it's been fun.
See you guys later. Next time.
This was Love versus Love.
You know, man.